Scream Fortress is an annual event which celebrates Halloween by adding new content, maps, items and ghosts, while allowing people to dress up in costume. And today I'll be discussing Scream Fortress 10. Welcome to the map section of this video. I'll be talking about my most favourite map and my least favourite map, and why. I'll be judging them on these following categories. In my opinion, the community lineup for this year was pretty much eye candy. All the maps looking lovely, but playing horribly. A lot of the maps we received had been reskins, like the following. Cauldron is a reskin of the map Beagle. It was created by these people below. It's very pleasing to the eye, and I must say, it's well made. The detail on the map, like these trains, are pretty nice, and even after the round, I went looking for them. Here are some I found. I had a lot of people comment on the fact that the props seem to block projectiles and bullets in very awkward spots, such as these haystacks. But in reality I wasn't really able to see that, but the props are pretty well laid out and not really that intrusive to the gameplay. These little shits are the real problem of this map. They ruin the gameplay. I'll talk about that in a little bit. When it comes to gameplay, there are many aspects of this map that don't seem to fit. Like, this map is really ruined by these spells. Not these spells, or these spells. These cauldron effects are actually pretty useless or straight up annoying. If we all have Uber, literally nothing happens for a couple of seconds. No one can cap, no one can die. But we stand around and do nothing. The only thing that I can see that can be harmed are the poor engineer's sentries. And that's it. And I don't think that's actually fair to the engineer, because he's going to be swarmed by a shitload of the other team, critted and ubered. I know one of these spells are the crits. These crits are bloody annoying. You'll be playing in the middle of a match and, oh, everyone has crits. So it becomes a game of, oh, let's hope you have a full clip and you can shoot faster than the enemy. And if I'm honest, the other spells like the meteors don't really do anything, and the portals are straight up annoying. While we're on the topic of balance and how unfair these spells are to the engineer, we should talk about how these maps are horrible to the medic and scout. You have this much of a gap to work with while dodging on the point, while dealing with a sniper here, a pyro here and a heavy here. If at least one of those get a crit pumpkin, just wave goodbye already. This map really suffers from the crumpkins. A critted soldier is a nightmare in these two chokes. There isn't enough space here to work with. You just bloody goddamn hope that one of these appear. On Cauldron, these portals take you to the underworld. Here's the real question. Why does this map even have an underworld? There are no spells here. There's no point. You just run to the end, gathering Uber. It's not even well made or well looking. These pumpkins here are horribly laid out. You just better hope a scout is not eyeing you down for his contractor. And if you do make it to the end, you'll be rolling with Uber. Uber that has horrible placing for the map. If your team doesn't charge into the portal and make it to the end, you'll be at a disadvantage because the other team now all have Uber because they walked through a door. Yeah, I'm not joking. This is how far away they are to the point. That is actually if you can get to the end. Because if an M2 Happy Pyro decides he's going to camp hell, or a heavy and medic combo decide they're going to farm you for strangers, trust me, there's no way out. Overall, I don't like this map. It's a 6v6 map. It shouldn't be a whole team versus a whole team. It's way too cramped for that. It's not really made for the engineer, pyro, or even sniper. Avoid this map, please. It's Cursed Cove, the map based on idiom for drowning. It's a symmetrical map that requires you to kill people on the map for their souls. The souls then must be delivered to the literal Davy Jones locker, in where you'll be greeted by Davy Jones. The map resonates the feeling of being at the beach. But at Halloween, the dead skeletons, the pumpkins, and the eerie mist all contribute to this feeling. It's really cluttered though, while the opposite side of the map is really open. I really believe that both of these sides should be balanced, as it forces classes to split apart. Even with this clutter, I actually don't see the crits as a problem on this map. It's actually quite fun, because soldiers don't really go to the cluttered area, they stay in the open, fighting. There are enough places to hide, move around and avoid crits, but I do believe that the Flying Dutchman can be abused to save yourself a death. And here we have my favourite underworld. This ship becomes a place of battle as both teams struggle to stop the other team from depositing souls. I love the aesthetic of this world. The lights, the ship, Davy Jones are all pleasing to the eye. But this control point battle thing really gets annoying at first, because you'll have soldiers, demos, and pyros all spamming the point. So you better hope all your team is here. That's why I also don't like Cursed Cove. I may have said I liked one map and hated the other. Well, I lied. I dislike them both for one reason. These maps aren't balanced for the other classes. Even the medic, who's a 6's main, doesn't work well on these maps, nor the NG, as there's no proper NG sides that can bear an advantage to the team. The medic on Cauldron can't survive properly in these gaps, and he's kind of forced to go into these gaps as his teammates will always be pushing. So rocket surfing is easier on these maps, but if you can't pull that off, medic is not fun to play. I even believe that these maps weren't tested properly, as bugs such as these are quite common in all the other featured maps, such as Slasher. There's an infinite falling bug here, but you better hope someone puts you out of your misery, or this absolutely game-breaking optimization. Really, Valve? Really? But in reality, I do think if they were tested properly, they would have seen these bugs. I actually had a game-breaking bug, not for me, but for an enemy scout, which I could see for the entire match, as when he picked up a soul, it bugged out and the outline was permanent until the match ended. I had wall hacks because of Scream Fortress 10, and I do believe in a couple of days these bugs will be fixed. Hopefully. I just believe if Valve is going to feature these maps, they better play test them and tweak them. Moving on. I've actually dabbled before in creating wall paints, and I know it's hard making an original wall paint, but these are just lazy. And this is not because of the creators, but because of Valve's choices of who to add into this case, which really makes me think that Valve didn't review these cases. For example, look at Haunted Ghosts. It seems to have an error on oversight, as it has this really weird black square. It can be dismissible, but as soon as I noticed, it became really irritating. Furthermore, a lot of these wall paints are really similar. For example, Ghost Town and Spectral Shimmers are really similar. So is the Spirit of Halloween and the Horror Holiday wall paints. The only worthwhile wall paint I actually see in this case is the Tumor Toasted, as it's not a dupe, it's original and it has an amazing artwork to boast. While the Skull Study, Casa Canvas and the Totally Born wall paints are really bland 2D designs, or in other words, boring. My favourite pattern, Electroshocked, hurts my eyes. Its hideous colour scheme really ruins the desire. A more stable, less mustard colour should have been used. Apart from that, it could have been a good design if it fit the TF2 theme. It really reminds me of the Flash Fryer, which also doesn't fit into the TF2. So do these even warrant a case? No, not really. I feel this case is not even worth buying a key for. I believe these would have launched better if they were part of a contractor reward scheme. Taunts, taunts, taunts. Everyone likes taunts, so when they released 2 taunts as part of the update, everyone went nuts. The Panzer Pants, the Scooty Scoot, everyone went nuts and brought them. While I do enjoy the comical nature of the small scooter and appreciate the callback to expiration date, I really hate the Panzer Pants. I have a really strong distaste for the model. It's way too detailed for the TF2 world. It just seems out of place, contrasting with the background, with the textures and everything. And how much was it? £6? 3 keys? Ew. But I do believe my friends will actually disagree with this. Who all brought the tank? Goddamn traitors, I tell ya. To sum it up, I hate the art style of the tank. Please change it. Also, why is the soldier riding a German tank? Let's talk about another disappointment. Contractor. The community map challenges and rewards suck. You'll spend 2 rounds on each map killing people, getting the occasional crumpkin, and if you're lucky, you might get that formidable pumpkin kill, all to be rewarded with a untradeable item that you won't be able to use after Scream Fortress. That's why I actually transmuted most of my items, keeping them if they're haunted or a bird hat. And I actually lucked out getting a haunted chromestone that I will be able to use after Scream Fortress. Still wish the contract rewards had been better, at least tradable, or even been related to the maps we were playing on, as the contracts we got for the maps were repetitive and all consisted of just killing people that forced people to go either heavy, pyro, or demo, or solly. This then proceeded to ruin the game to the medic and scout, whom are absurdly weak to these classes. As a medic main, I was forced to play pyro. Due to the contractor, I went from 400 flog kills to 1200 flog kills. This whole class switching led to really unfun maps where people were teaming up and trying to beat the contractor. I just hope you have 6 friends that are all able to play well to rush through these contracts, even if you don't get every star on every map, as doing so is pointless. You don't get a reward, you don't get a skin, nothing. You get the satisfaction knowing that you completed every contract. I believe they should have made it that you get some kind of exclusive reward or even a new contract skin, or at least customized the objectives to actually make them fun, like they did for the official maps. Thanks for watching. I'm actually surprised that you guys made it that far with my abysmal mic quality. Well, I guess this is the part where I say thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe. Teacup out.
Ooh, that's my favorite song. I put my thing in motion. I do it all night long.